I don't think this one's escaping. Flap or he might.
We're here at low tide again. Here's the playground. And today the tide is 0.5, so not quite as low as when I was last here, but could be the chance of some shellfish. Maybe a crab. It's found 2 here, but again they're quite small. I'll measure them up. To be responsible, we've got this to measure the minimum landing sizes. Scallops is 10 centimetres. Oh, I definitely heard.
It's just here. I've seen it a few times. But
they're so good at hiding, aren't they?
There it is. Another one too small, eh?
Right there. I just saw something moving. That's more like it. That is a beast.
Where was he?
I was just walking along and I just heard this almighty splat.
Yeah.
I thought,
you could go up and down it about 100 times, I reckon.
Yeah.
And every time you might see a new one.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
you can't see them, can you?
No.
Unless they splosh. But these ones were out further up on the mud, so I did spot these.
Yeah, that's what good spot. We measure these up and take what's legal, and then what we could do is add some razor clamps to them.
What are these here?
Sea squirts. See?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. It's a bit weird though, isn't it?
Yeah. Look at that. Is that just because they filter water?
Yeah, filter feeders. Oh. Painted top shell.
Oh yeah, very pretty.
This is the rock I looked under about a year ago in March, and there was a lobster when I was down here with Missy, so gonna have another check.
Oh yes.
Well, there you go. What are the chances, eh?
There he is.
Yeah. Not happy. You measure from the back of the eye socket to the end of the carapace.
And what's the minimum?
And that is just that's 77 mil.
Yeah.
And the minimum is 900 mil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Live again, lobster.
I'm just gonna put him there while I put the rock back, because the last thing I want to do is crush him. Right. We're in the middle of Salcombe, and we're just walking down, seeing what we can find. Already got a couple of cockles in the bucket, so who knows what else we might find. Maybe some razors, maybe some crabs. But yeah, excited to go to a new spot and explore. Cockle? Found a nice cockle. Be rude not to, wouldn't it?
Nothing.
Nothing here.
Bit high.
Yeah, it is a bit high. You can see it's covered in periwinkles. That's a periwinkle. And there's a limpet just for Chloe. Loves limpets. In fact, there's life everywhere here. These are acorn barnacles. And well, they're hermaphrodites. They're both male and female. Their penises are up to 8 times the length of their body, which is quite impressive actually, because obviously they're glued there, they can't move, so in order to mate they need to be quite well equipped. Excited to see what we'll find. Look at this. That's sea lettuce. It's really tasty, it's got a really nutty taste, but I'm not going to eat that because it's not actually attached to anything. There's keel worms everywhere here, attached to all the rocks, covered in keel worms. It's a little hard shell clam. Look at that. Did you see that? There's just clam holes everywhere. These ones here actually might be razors. Oh yeah. Wow. Certainly getting them here. Okay. There's the bounty so far. Little mixed bag.
Tricky customers, those razors. They're pretty quick, actually.
We got some.
Yeah, we got some. But
What do you reckon we should try now?
oh, anything.
Okay.
That's the beauty, isn't it, of being by the sea? You never know what you're going to get.
No. The tide's gone out far enough now. You can see these eelgrass beds here. This is what juvenile giltheads love to grow up in. It's pretty cool. And further on still, you can see some rocks. So we might look for a lobster in those rocks. It's very, very beautiful up here. And it's very, very rare to see any of this eelgrass and any of these kind of razor clamming grounds. But yeah, it's a really low tide. Up here you can see what look like really good hiding places for like lobsters and crabs, but it's just a little bit high up, really, a bit too high on the tide mark. Some nice serrated rack here. See the edge of it is like a bit like a serrated knife. Yes. Wow, look at the sugar kelp. Look at those.
Yeah, I tried frying some of that up, but
it's beautiful.
dry first, Jay.
They are huge. Wow. So these are the biggest sugar kelp fronds I've ever seen. Absolutely massive. Tastes quite good, actually. Look at that. Beautiful. These sugar kelp holdfasts are really interesting. Yeah, really quite unusual. Chance of seeing some scallops here.
Oh yeah, okay.
Keep your eyes peeled. Quite unusual to be that way up for a scallop, but that one's well undersized, but still good to see. Just there, you can see the little trail from the snail. Quite a rare sight to be able to see the kelp like that. It's really interesting, but really beautiful. You can see here is thongweed. And you can imagine how that stands up. I mean, that's a lot taller than me, that thongweed. And that stands up to make a beautiful forest. See, here's another kind of seaweed. I think that's egg rack. But again, these little gas bladders help it stand up tall. So when the tide comes in, this really is transformed into an underwater forest, this whole area. Wow, look at that. So this guy with the really beefy claws, he's a furrowed crab. They're really beautiful. Whoa, he almost got me, he's quite cross. That's beautiful painted top shell, absolutely stunning. Little broad-clawed porcelain crab there. Have we here? Stranded lobster pot. Anything in it?
To be honest, it doesn't look like it's got an opening. Is that just on the underside?
I don't know. It's a rope actually.
Oh, it's got a buoy.
It's got a buoy on it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just very covered in weed.
Yeah. You could have had maybe a small lobster crawling under there.
Crabs? Any crabs?
Oh, those velvet swimmers are absolutely savage.
Look at that.
Oh yeah. It's making off. They just hustle those. Oh, look at all the brittle stars on here.
Oh yeah, wow. Now are they not good brittle stars?
And there's a
Not been kept in check. What's this one? This one interesting.
yeah. That's a broad-clawed porcelain crab.
Is it?
Yeah, tiny. But yeah, these brittle stars, they are really brittle. I'm not going to pick it up because it will just fall to bits.
What lobster?
Yeah, a little squat lobster. You turn them upside down, they usually go crazy. I don't know.
Has it got one claw?
Yeah,
Berries
she's got one
female.
claw and she's got berries. Pregnant squat lobster.
Oh.
And another painted top shell. They're my favourite seashells. So beautiful. I haven't put this stone back really carefully.
Yeah.
Look at that. If only that was alive. Hasn't been dead long. Look at my, compared to my hand. That is a great eating crab. Well, not anymore. Brown edible crab. There's the castle. And as you can see, there's the kelp forest, which is quite rare to see unless you're diving. But today, there it all is. Might just have a little route about in this area for a lobster. Could be, you never know. You have to be careful though, because the tide's going to be coming in any second. The pool of mysteries. Bet there's a lobster in there somewhere. Well, look at that. That in there is almost perfect lobster territory. I'm just getting right in, just in case. But no, I can't see anything at home. Beep! My battery ran out lobstering, but here we are back at the kitchen. I've extracted the meat from the scallops, razors and gape clams. We're going to put them into a glass bowl now, let all the juices come out of the clams. Yum. And we're going to make a stir fry. I'm going to cook the clams first. You can see by putting the clams in the bowl, there's also some clam juice coming out. So I'm just going to catch that clam juice in that dish. And I'm going to fry the clams in the ginger and garlic. Then I'll take them out, fry the rest of the veg, put them back in at the end. See how it goes. There we go. Wow. Stir fry. No idea if it's any good, but we'll try it. Try a scallop. Very good. In fact, for some reason I always feel they taste a bit better when you forage them from a shoreline rather than dive from them. I don't know why. This is a razor clam. Let me try and grab it. There's a little razor. Quite chewy. Just tastes like squid basically. Then I've got a gaper. The gaper clam. They go really well in the stir fry. They're a bit more of a soft, kind of gooey texture, the gaper clams. If you enjoyed it, if you did, please like the video and please subscribe because you'll be notified when I make more videos. And share it if you found it interesting. See you in the next one. Cheers.